possibly be.
I'm emotionally as good as I can be.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
And that's the truth, and that's real.
And that's the God's honest, you know?
Yeah, and it's good. It's good. It's good to be God's honest. So the surveillance state that the UK lives under is making porn really hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard
we have
this.
briefly talked about this a little bit off mic.
Yeah.
But
are we getting into it now?
I just think the people need to know is the thing. The people need to know that there's a lot about the UK that's leagues better than the US. There's a lot about the UK that is about 10 years ahead of the US, specifically the surveillance state that we live under, and the fact that every 3, I counted. I meant to do a screen recording because I thought it was fucking insane. Every 3 TikToks is an ad, and I find it actually infuriating. Also, the internet in the UK is weirdly really bad, and I don't know why that is.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
That sucks.
It's really bad. Anyway, so every single porn site that you go on,
yeah,
every over 18 site,
yeah,
Twitter thankfully not included because I have I know this because I ended up making another Twitter so I could look exclusively at pictures of sexy people and furries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know who I am. I don't know why we're trying to hide it.
Yeah. Well, now the audience knows, and I'm really relieved. Finally, the truth is out.
I think I don't think anyone was ever here during my streaming days, but it was very I commented on it all the time. Final Fantasy 14, yeah. I'm back into in a crazy way. But my character, my little cat boy, anyway, I had a cat boy and I also had a bunny boy. I liked them both very much. They were very cute. And that's why people would know about my furry stuff in that angle, in like my old streaming days, I guess. But you have to do a face scan if you're going to go to an 18 plus site. Like you have to open up your camera and then like scan your whole face. And apparently people are getting around it by booting up video games with a character creator that's really high quality and getting that face scanned in, which I really love.
That is funny. That's really funny.
I really love it really deeply. So if anyone has a video game that they think that I should kind of pretend is my face, I will be taking.
Yeah, please recommend your most realistic porn dodging video game.
Yeah. Because there's an argument in Baldur's Gate 3. I could just boot up a human that has really good. That looks really real and good. But I want to go I want to see how. I want to see how weird I can get it whilst it still registers. And by weird, I don't mean I want a fox person as my face, because that'll never register. But could I do Hawk from Dragon Age 2? Could I scroll real close into Hawk?
I mean, Hawk is a grizzled old man. When Hawk is not a beautiful, powerful woman. Those are the two kinds of Hawks that exist: a deeply troubled old man and the hottest woman ever to live.
Man, oh my god, what a fucking game! I've been looking at replaying it. I talk a lot about looking into replaying it here. But I have been more so now that I'm trapped in the UK till late October.
Yeah.
Whilst we wait for visa stuff to happen. And I've gone back into Final Fantasy 14, as I just commented, because it works really well on a Steam Deck. It works it's outstanding. It works like fucking lightning, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I am now also maybe I do a DA2 again. See if that works on the Steam Deck. I don't know if it would.
I want to try it. I would want to try it.
Yeah. Because Inquisition works. We know this because I played it, reluctantly played the end of TA2 on my Steam Deck when I first got it. Sorry, Dragon Age Inquisition on my Steam Deck. Because I had to do Trespasser on it, and it deleted all of my save files because
all
the
of your
world
save files,
fucking hates me, and I want to freak out about it.
So mad. I'm mad about that still.
I know. It's genuinely one of the more infuriating things I've had to live through. Just kind of emotionally. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Those are my thoughts.
Good. Very good. We love. Thank you. And you know, the thing is that surveillance states are bad. And there's no such thing as age verification. It is only identity verification. So use a video game character creator.
Use a video game camera
to
literally
lie to the
don't
government.
Do it, gang.
Yeah.
Get creative with your 18 plus sites. Again, Twitter works like a dream. A lot of people put porn on there. A lot of it's real dog shit, but sometimes you just gotta do it.
There's a lot of unfortunate
It's dicey.
pornography on Twitter. That's why you gotta be a strong soldier capable of lots of
this shit's
scrolling.
last resort here. It's shit's last resort. I need my kind of consistent supply. And Twitter is really the only place I can get it because Can you start
torrenting pornography?
I mean, I guess I could, but then I don't know. That feels real dubious. I feel like torrenting porn feels unethical in a way that torrenting like AAA video games does not. Torrenting porn feels like torrenting an indie dev's video game.
It's true.
It's like, come on, gang, just fucking buy the thing.
Okay, here. Yeah. The next level of our relationship is finally here. And it's that I will buy your porn for you and then put it into a shareable folder.
No, because we talked about this. We talked about this yesterday. Our kinks don't match.
They don't match up. But I am like they share some common ground.
There is a Venn diagram, but it's like.
But you are in the other circle, and we are in the other. We're not in the middle. We're not in the shared circle. we're in the two bubbles.
And I think it's one of the more different things about us.
I know. That's why we're not romantic. It's
the last step. Yeah. It's the last step to it. Yeah.
It's that, and that our genitalia just are simply different shapes.
That was it. We were talking off mic as to did we have a good cold open joke, and it was that our genitals
they don't fit.
They don't
different
fit.
Puzzles.
You have a fob key, and I have a fucking Playmobil lock.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
they just simply don't work together.
You need the plastic jingly keys to open yours.
Yes. Yeah. It's fun because I cannot imagine how much more context you need.
No.
It was like the heinous phrase that's like, oh, it's like a vagina is a lock and a peemblus is a key. And it's that, and it's like master lock and all this. I'm explaining to audience. And then we were like, oh, it's because our genitals are so different. You have a key fob and I'm a fucking Playmobil lock. But I started that bit saying I have like an 18th century old, like oblivion ass lock. And then you said, you got like a kind of Playmobil dummy, like baby padlock. What the fuck? Okay, dude, I guess so. Because you kind of refuse to see me in like a sexual being as anything other than a fucking a Ken doll baby ass toy.
Yeah, you're It's just a Muppet's hand in there from the waist down. That's just a puppeteer's hand in there. There's no...
Yeah, it's all felt.
Yeah. It's like, like I imagine the porn that you watch is like those
Is
Fisher
Muppet
Price
porn?
Cook with me things where
It's cook with it's actually
with
I watch
me, but-
exclusively like cooking
Yeah.
cooking based porn. Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's so crazy how hard it is to find over here. Because I'm like, there's whole channels dedicated to it, but I have to be over
Yeah,
18.
but they know they know why you're looking.
They
and so
know
then
that
they
my
block
heart is
it.
not pure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I was pure of heart, I'd be able to slip right past their barriers.
And that's how advanced the surveillance state has gotten, and we all need to be talking about this.
Gang,
we
have to
be
rise up.
alert.
Where's your anger, gang? Rise.
Where is your anger?
This shit's crazy.
Rage against the machine.
Rage against the machine. Rise.
Take down a flock camera today so that Robin can access their little baby Fisher Price pornography.
My easy bake oven ass porn.
Yeah. Please.
I'm dying over here. I'm drying up.
Help.
Oh dear. What are we doing here?
Well, my name is Dillin, and I have very technically played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic one time.
Fantastic. My name is Robin. I have not played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Well, I haven't finished Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic before. I have played it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Dorkspawn, a video game book club podcast where we discuss choice-heavy video games and discuss them chapter by chapter like a book club. And we are playing Knights of the Old Republic 1. And we just did the prologue today,
Just did the prologue.
So this prologue is not like the other BioWare prologues that we've done in the past where it really like sets up a lot of lore and personal story. This was pretty much a gameplay tutorial.
It was a gameplay tutorial. It's also there is it's inciting incident as well. I mean, the thing it does set stuff up.
It
sets up what the state of the world is and why we're trapped on this planet. Yeah.
We open up, we're on a ship. After you make your character, you're on a ship called the Endar Spire, and you meet a guy named Trask right away, who is just like, hey, wake up, we're under attack.
And you're under attack because in the scroll, this is 4,000 years before the movies.
Yes.
Darth Malak and Revan are these two big Sith lords. Darth Malak is the master, Revan is the apprentice, but they are both still the hyper powerful Sith people, and they are fighting the Empire. You are on the outer rim, circling a planet called Taris. You're part of a Jedi battle fleet that is being sent to go fight Revan and Malak.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you're being shot at by
a lot.
These Sith.
There's a little fun thing in that conversation because I did decide to play a scoundrel character. And Trask says in the initial conversation is basically like, this is a capital ship. The Endar Spire is a capital ship. And is like, it's a very very like hard exposition kind of conversation where he's like, we're on a capital ship and you're here and you're a member of this crew and we don't care about your past is like something basically that he says to me. I was wondering if he said that to you.
I'm playing a scout.
Okay.
And mine was oh, you've traveled all over the place, so you'll be helpful in trying to figure out where we're going next.
Okay.
So there is
Fun.
a brief, like a singular line relating to what your past is.
Yeah.
Or what your class is, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am really trying to ham up the scoundrel. I mean, we haven't had a ton of dialogue choices yet, but I am purposefully trying to take as many of the snarky ones as I can.
Ooh, going a little dark side. I like it. Cool.
Yeah. But in the fighting in this game, I did pick up swords, and
Okay.
I am regretting that.
Oh! Ooh,
it is
my God. So
tough.
interesting.
It's tough.
So, I am I'm blaster. I'm blaster.
Blaster.
Pew pew. But I'm kind of regretting blaster.
Really?
Because the swords have whole animations going with it, and it's fucking awesome. And I'm like, damn, I kind of want these cool ass animations. So this is actually fascinating because my character, who I named Kryn, but then I was like, it needs to be more Star Warsy. So then I added Salto. So Salto Kryn, and I was like, wait. Oh, no, sorry, Kryn Salto. And I was like, wait, it's not Star Wars enough, so then I flipped them to be Salto Kryn.
Salto Kryn is actually really good.
Feels such a Star Warsian name. So Salto Kryn is my guy, or just Kryn for short.
Yeah.
People call him Kryn. I struggle to find anything in sci-fi more hot and fucking sexy, so fucking cool than a pilot. So I was like, I'm making a pilot. I want to make like, and the problem is I made this like, I want to be a pilot. Blasters, like robotics was the whole thing that I know. And I realized I just kind of made Han Solo, and I was a bit bummed out about that. So I was like, maybe I could switch to swords, because in the tutorial, the swords have like cool, fun blocking animation. I went so heavy into dexterity and like no strength that I might have to just reboot the game again and just start again. Or I'll stick with, or I'll just stick with, blasters and then go big robotics. Because a thing about this, which I do really like, is because in the tutorial, there's a brief bit where you can build robots, or like reprogram things to hinder enemies and like sneak past by hacking and stuff. And I was like, man, that's fucking awesome. So I want to see how easy it is to do that. I do remember, again, I've played this game twice. I've gotten past Taris, this first world, twice, and then I've stopped there. But I had a great time both times. However, the first time I did it, I was a blaster big talker. The second time I did it, I was a sword wielding tank, and I had so much more fun being a sword wielder. Because I was just like, it's just way easier to get through stuff. And being a tank in these types of games where you just have an unbelievable amount of health it makes it whole thing way easier than being like a piddly pissy little gun wielder who has like no health. But it's like, if I hit you, you die. And it's like, okay, but they're full sprinting toward you, and you need to get off like 15 shots in that one time to kill one guy. So I was like, maybe I'll pivot to swords.
I think that I am very weak, and so I picked swords, but like I am getting hit so many times with blasters on my way to go and swing my sword at these guys. So I'm like, maybe I'll try out the blaster. I have one in my inventory. I just haven't tried it yet. Yeah,
they give you kind of one of everything. Because there's a blaster tutorial, then there's a big gun tutorial. Well, like they also give you a big gun if you wanted to use a big gun, as well as like a short sword, a long sword, which you can dual wield, which is awesome.
Anyway. And then the thing is that unfortunately, I already got upgrades to my longsword, so I'm sort of like,
oh, cool. fascinating. I did pivot to upgrading a sword like mechanic. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe I'm a bit of an all-rounder. My dream is to have a sword, like a short sword and a gun. Because, I mean, the aesthetic goes fucking crazy, but they won't let you do that.
They won't let you do that. I did try that also. Yeah. They won't let you do it.
Because, I mean, how is that not the coolest thing ever? But so Trask is like, okay, so Bastila
Yep.
is the commanding officer of this ship. And we need to find her. He makes it very clear, like, the only thing that matters is saving her. Like nothing else. And at first it's like, oh, because she's the commanding officer, that's crazy. But then it's revealed, no, it's because she's a Jedi. That's why she needs to survive this. No one else on the ship is, basically only her. And you're like, oh shit, okay, sure. I'm not sure where I want to go. What's your character's name?
Oh, it's Helna Den.
Helna Den. Fuck yeah,
Helna Den. Yeah.
Helna Den. That has good mouthfeel. It feels like an exasperation. Helna Den.
Helna Den.
Feels like it's like a sim. Sounds like a sim being being annoyed. Yeah. Helna Den.
Helna Den.
Fuck that. I'm gonna have problems not saying that all the time. That has really good mouthfeel.
We get. Oh, you go.
Oh, I was just saying. I don't know, because light side, dark side character like choices are a big deal in this game. This is what I do know. It is. It's a fun. This being the oldest BioWare game we've played. It has a lot of Dragon Age. Oh shit! Sorry. Has a lot of Dragon Age Origins choices are like muddied in morality. But it has a little bit of Mass Effect's Paragon, Renegade, light
Good,
side,
evil.
dark side. Yeah. Because I do know that there are characters that will leave the party, that won't like you, that will fight with each other and you based on your morality. If you're light side, dark side, I love that. I think that's great. Struggling to where I want to go. I tend to, in this show specifically, I tend to swing dark side because I think it's fun. But because it's the pair of us, I'm like, if one of us goes one way, if you're like, oh, I want to go dark side, it's like, I'll go good then. Or if you're like, no, I want to go dark and then swing good, I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to do the opposite and go good and swing dark. Just so we can get like a full range of what the game has to offer. But right now, I was like, what would a snarky pilot do? And I'm like, I guess a snarky pilot would just kind of do the good thing, because that's kind of what I think is fun. And I know I can't be like a pilot. Speaking of, we meet a guy called Karth, who is a pilot, and a second I met him, I was like, oh, you bitch. You've taken the role that I want.
Yeah. That's funny. So Trask and you are going through this place initially together, fighting your way through, and then there is a part where Trask is like, I'm gonna go, and
there's so many Sith aboard that he's like, someone needs to go to the escape pods. I'm gonna try to hold all of these Sith at this door off. Because otherwise we're just gonna get trounced. So then he like sacrifices himself to kill all these guys, or fight, give you time to run away. And
there's
that's when
also
is like,
then a part where you do get somewhat of a choice. There's a part where you enter when you're alone, and you enter into a room where there's a computer lock on a door.
So
and
big.
On the other side of the door, there are just a ton of enemies. And and you have the ability to do two different things, I think. One is what I did, which was to override the computer in there to take them all out?
Yeah.
Is that what you did also?
I did both. Because this was kind of what I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is what I want my character to do, is I rebuilt the droid and I hacked the computer at the same time. So I blew everyone up and then the droid was kind of free because I thought it was like the computer blowing up might leave like one or two of them alive. And then I was like, oh, and then the droid can go kill them. But no, I like hacked the droid so it was fully working again, and then I blew everyone up, and then the droid was like, okay, I'm kind of just hanging out now. I was like, oh shit. Okay,
is the droid with you?
Buddy. Yeah, he's hanging out. Well,
That's cool.
he like goes with you for the rest of the fights in the ship, but I think it's only like one fight past this.
Oh, okay.
But he hangs out with you, and I do know that on the first planet there is a lot of like. There's a lot of guys in this room. Here's a droid. Do you want the droid to just kind of hang out with you for the rest of the dungeon? And you can like, but then if the droid dies, the droid just dies.
Yeah.
But I like that. I think that's so fun.
That's cool.
So I was like,
that's
maybe
really
I
cool.
play like a stealth hacker character.
Yeah, I did take some computer skills off the bat in character creation.
I also
which
did.
is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, computer repair. And like talking is what I took most of my things. I made my guy like pretty weak because I was like, I want him to be like a cool, like he's not a fighter. He's a hacker. He's a guy who built his own ship.
Right.
To fucking fly around the Outer Rim, and I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I really want to be. The thing which I'm excited about this game is that there's so much lore, and I'm like, okay, let's try to get into this lore.
Let's
and I'm
try
like,
to get into Star Wars.
We're in the Outer Rim. It's 4,000 years, before the main story, like the films happen. But yeah, I'm like, I need to watch Andor is the thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's kind of my thing is maybe I'm running away from the Empire. Which is why I'm on this ship. Maybe I lost my ship and I'm trying to get back to it, or I'm trying to find my next ship. Maybe I'll just make scrap from the Atomless again.
Oh,
my favorite little boy.
My boy.
My favorite boy.
I think I am a stowaway. And I was just hitching a ride, and then I woke up to the ship being attacked, and Trask is like, you remember this crew? And I was like, what?
I like it.
Hell.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
So then after Trask dies and you do a little solo thing, and you meet Karth, the two of you get to the escape pod together. And the escape pod gets you out of here and onto Taris, which is the first world,
which is the main
you are orbiting.
One of my favorite types of planets. So funny. We were just talking about the Atomless. So Taris is an entire metropolis, which is under the Sith control, that has a rich upper level, and then underneath the plate is a very poor. Very poor, like underclass, and I'm like, yeah, baby,
doing this.
We keep fucking doing this. This is my favorite type of place. I love this. I hate subtlety. But when we land, we have a vision.
Yes,
we have a vision of Bastila, I think,
fighting a dark Jedi.
Yeah, fighting
who we don't know,
a Sith Lord. But so we don't know. However, in then talking to Karth after we wake up, he says that Taris is completely under Sith control. We as characters, which I think is fun. He says, "Oh, you know a lot of alien languages," which I think is neat. So that's why we're able to understand a bunch of aliens, because we just know a lot of alien languages. He says it's weird for a rookie to know that amount of languages, which I think is fun. It's probably going to come back later, I guess. And then Bastila killed Revan. So of Darth Malak and Revan, Bastila killed Revan, making Malak the leader. Um, and that, I think that was the vision that we saw, is her killing
is it
Revan.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, it's like we saw her battling a Sith, and then he says, "Oh yeah, she killed Revan," and it's like, "Oh, okay, so that's what that was."
Okay, okay. I think that does make some sense. Okay.
She has an ability called battle meditation that is so rare that is what that is what all of the Jedi think is going to overthrow the Empire and is going to overthrow all of the Sith. Is this battle meditation, because it makes people like lock into fighting and fight better and all this, and they're like, this is what's going to help turn the tide of this war. That's our first mission. We're on Taris. We need to get off the planet, but first we need to find her, because not only does she need us to get off the planet, we need her to get off the planet as well. And if we need her in this grander plan, let's go find her. The
room that you wake up in is like, we're told, a new home base, essentially. This is like where we're always going to come back to.
It's like an abandoned apartment complexes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I didn't explore much because I know
I didn't. As soon as I like got up, I spoke to Karth, and then I closed the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did go outside just to see what the apartment hallway was like. And there are people out there that you need to kill because this place has been taken over by Sith rule.
Yeah.
But there's then a guy with a shop, and I bought some upgrades to my stuff, and that was pretty much it.
Sick.
Also, all of the other residents of this apartment do not want to talk to humans, so they run away from you.
Cool. I like that.
Really
That's
interesting.
Fun.
Yeah.
There is also a planet-wide quarantine. Because apparently there's a disease illness going around, and it has locked kind of all of this planet-wide metropolis down. Also, they say that Malik and Revan both used to be Jedi, and they turned to the dark side. They were extremely powerful Jedi, turned to the dark side. They went to go fight in the War of the Mandalorians, and then after that, they became Sith for some reason.
Yeah.
That's all people know. Yes, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the prologue.
That's the prologue.
That's the prologue. And it's fun. I like a. This is something that did we talk about, or was this just a thing that a preference of mine? When we came to like picking other franchises and games to play, a big thing for me was I want stuff with lore, with like real deep lore that exist outside of the one, games that we're doing. Mass Effect, Dragon Age, they both have that.
Right.
Fallout
Books
had it as well.
Comics and like all that stuff.
Exactly. And who baby is this a franchise with some fucking lore? Like when they were like, oh yeah, they both went to go fight in the Mandalorian War, and they went to go fight Mandalorians.
And you're just like, oh my god, I know about that.
I kind of it's like I know the name, but I haven't
right, but there's
I
a
don't
lot
really
we
know
could...
what it is. I don't know what the lore is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff that I think is really cool, and I'm excited to kind of dive into. What are your immediate thoughts on?
I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like for how old this game is, how like the gameplay is not that bad. Like it's a little like
no, it's a little. What are you playing?
It's a little clunky. What
are you playing
Switch.
It on? Switch. I had to fucking buy a new Switch. This is the thing which people I didn't tell people at home, but obviously I tried so fucking hard to get it to work on my laptop and also on my Steam Deck. And every single place I looked, it was like the easiest place to play it is on a Switch. It's like the most updated. and it works perfectly. And I was like, okay, so maybe I'll download like a Switch emulator, and then I'll get the ROM of Knights of the Old Republic. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go down the high street and just buy a new Switch. Like a secondhand Switch. How much could they possibly be? I got one. It has a big scratch through the middle of it, so it was like £80. I was like, oh, fuck it.
Oh,
all
that's
right,
not bad. That's not bad.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more than I want to pay, but I was like, yeah, fuck it. Because I left, because I was leaving Brooklyn and I looked at my Switch that was in the dock in the front room, and I was like, I'm going to need that. I bet you I'm going to need that. Because I already own it. I already own Knights of the Old Republic on Switch, and I have a Switch that, is like a decade old at this point. I was like, I bet you I'm going to need it.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I just forgot.
You're right.
I left and I just forgot. And then I got here and I was like, I just need a fucking Switch. It's the easiest way to get it. I looked at getting it on my phone because you can get Knights of the Old Republic on a mobile.
That's
and I was like,
funny.
how funny would it be if I played all of Knights of the Old Republic on a mobile device? But my phone is too new. That's how little they update this game. That the lack of support is so big that they have a mobile app that doesn't run on current mobile devices.
That's
yeah. So it's dire out there. But yeah. So anyway,
that's it.
That's it.
We did it.
That's the thing. Yeah. I don't know where I want my character to go at the minute, because
I don't either. I want to see what I want to see what the light side, dark side winds up.
I know, because the thing with a game like this is actually, this is the only game I've done this for, is I wanted to see builds. I wanted to see how, like, what characters can turn into later. Like, I was like, what's viable? If I went exclusively, I build robots, am I going to get just outrageously fucked at some certain parts of the game? So I looked at builds, and I did find out that there is like a second class option later that you pick. So the first three, I think there's Soldier, Scout, and Scoundrel. And then there's additional classes later on in the game that become available. Yeah, so I don't know what I super want to be, because I don't really know what the story is. Like, I don't know. It's like,
no, right, me too.
You have swords, so I'm like, I imagine you get a lightsaber at some point.
God, I hope so.
You're fucking, I imagine, and also light side, dark side. I'm like, okay, so we're Force sensitive at least.
Right.
So we're probably going to turn out to be a Jedi, a secret Jedi or something. And I'm like, do I have to be a Jedi? Could I be like a gun wielding, like a Han Solo, or Poe Dameron is really who I want to be in this game.
Yeah.
Because Poe Dameron is just the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's ridiculous. I watched Drive yesterday. Let's put a little pin in the conversation. I watched Drive after we were on the phone. Oscar Isaac's in it. Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. The Ryan Gosling, like, because a thing which is really fun. Fuck the show for a minute. I'm just going to talk to you about other stuff.
Please. Okay, go.
So I watched Drive, and I kind of knew. So there's a game, 2 games called Hotline Miami, and I knew that Hotline Miami was heavily inspired by Drive, but I did not know how inspired by Drive it is until I watched Drive for the first time yesterday. Everything from, like, the music to the vibe to the fact that the lead character has the scorpion jacket that Ryan Gosling's character from Drive is wearing. Like, it's like everything is so heavily based on Drive. Anyway, Oscar Isaac's in it, and we just kind of fawned over him because he's just like kind of like the hottest guy maybe ever. And he was Poe Dameron, and it's just such a fucking dreamboat. One of my favorite Star Wars scenes is do you watch a lot of Star Wars? Are you a Star Wars fan? I didn't even know this.
I've watched.
You're not a Star Wars fan?
I've watched a bunch. I watched, I've seen all of the movies, and I've seen The Mandalorian and whatever, but I am not like.
You're not a Star Wars
I'm not
fan.
like into Star Wars, yeah.
Right. Just because there's a bit in the first film of the new trilogy, like the sequel trilogy, where it's Finn fighting on the ground, fighting a bunch of stormtroopers, and then it's an X-wing? Is the good guy ships? Like is like flying around and then shoots down a bunch of like the Empire ships.
Yeah.
And it's just this like one shot like from Finn looking up at this like fighter jet flying by, and he screams, "That's one hell of a pilot," and it's Poe Dameron, and I'm like, baby boy, that's my fucking guy. That's my guy, the coolest guy in the world, who they kind of don't care about even a little bit as that series goes on. Upsetting trilogy, that is. Anyway, I want to be a cool pilot. I don't know how possible it is. Speaking
of X-Wings really quick, has anybody played the X-Wing skirmish game? Because it is one of the best skirmish games I've ever played. And have you played Attack Wing, the version that's exactly the same game, but you're dragons instead of ships?
Crazy. X-Wing is the best. Is war game. You like war game where you're moving and then you literal turn X-Wing slightly.
Ships. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, I have played it. I played a game of it when I managed the board game, Cav. Yeah.
Very fun.
It's a good time. There is genuinely one of my most anticipated video games coming out this year. It comes out next month, and it is a Star Wars racing game made by the people who made the Burnout series, which is some of the best racing games ever. I'm a big racing game fan.
Are you? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I love a racing game. Big fan of it, but it's one of my most. It's because there's a whole like pod racing thing in it. It just seems like a fucking blast. It seems like so much fun. Anyway, awesome. I also one of my first video game memories. Speaking of X-Wing, is a X-Wing computer game where it's just like you're just piloting an X-Wing, and the first mission is on Tatooine, and then there is a mission where you have to do the thing in the film where they trip up the AT-ATs, the big walking things, and you have to like spin around them with a wire, and I could never get past it. I didn't understand how it worked.
Wow.
There you go. That's an early video game memory from Bobbins there. You can have that.
I'll have it. Thank you.
You can have it. You can have an early video game memory from me. Anyway. Star Wars, baby. There's 100,000 years of story
Wars
and
lore.
content
it's
from this.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I'm excited to like kind of delve into it. So next week, Taurus is very long, as in my memory. So what we're going to do is we are going to do as much as we want on the upper level before we go into the Undercity.
Yes,
so
before we go to the Undercity.
So this first one is going to be Upper City, and then I think it'll be and then the week after next, it'll be like everything until we leave. Because the thing about Taurus that I do know is that this is the only planet that if you leave, you can't come back to it. I think. I know that if you leave, you can't come back to it, but I don't know if it's the only planet.
Oh, the only one. Okay, yeah.
So this week 1 is all of the upper level stuff until like the Undercity. Week after, all of the Undercity, to the end of the thing. Should be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yes. Perfect. Well, I love you very much. What is our outro going to be?
I don't know. I was just thinking
are we going to do like a classic Star Wars one and do like a Force Be With You, or do we want to go meaner? Because people like it when we're mean to them.
People do love that. And I love that about people. I do. I really do.
Tell you what, let's do Knights of the Old Republic.
I'm seeing they say the Force can do terrible things to a mind.
That's pretty funny.
and I don't know if this is a Knights of the Old Republic quote or if this is a quote from the Knights of the Old Republic generally. But this one, there is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. It's too long.
In death, sacrifice. Let's have a. Okay, so this first one. This one that I saw is just I did it all for the Wookiees, which I think which
that
I
cannot
like.
be real. Is that real?
Yes. I did it all for the Wookiees. And then the protagonist says the Wookiees and Jolie Bindo. Star Wars names, you fucking best shit ever.
Star Wars names.
He's a companion character in Knights of the Old Republic. Jolie Bindo. I did it all for the Wookiees.
Oh my god. Mucha Shaka Paka. Does that mean that there is a Jar Jar Binks type character in this game?
What? No, Mucha Shaka Paka is a fucking that is. Fuck.
What is it?
He's the big slug guy.
Oh, big slug guy. Sure.
Mucha Shaka Paka.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. Yes. That does make sense.
I tell you what. I know. I like. Ooh, okay. So here's a lot of things out of context, and this is what's real dicey about looking for best quotes. One of the best quotes is that someone says here on Reddit, "I would have killed the galaxy to save you." I love that shit.
Oh,
that's
I
actually
love
sick
that.
as fuck. I wish to know what that's about. I would have killed the galaxy to save you. I like that. Oh, here we go. What about this?
What?
To have fallen so far and learned nothing, that is your failing.
Oh, so we're gonna be mean again. Okay, great.
All right. Let me write this down. To have fallen so far and learned nothing, that is your failing. That's a cool line. I like that line. That's a good line. Actually.
I'm excited to hear what that's about.
I'm excited to kind of see what this Star Wars thing's all about. I'm actually really excited about this. I really don't know. I truly know nothing about this game. This and Knights of the Old Republic 2 are like consistently held up to be some of the best RPGs like ever. And I'm excited to see or find out if that is because it's Star Wars or just because it is awesome. And maybe it's one of the things where the reason why Star Wars is because this game is one of the reasons is because this game is so fucking awesome. Like why it's lasted an additional generation past the original.
I'm really excited to find out.
Anyway, I'm just looking forward to it, and I'm glad that we get to do this together because this is a game that I've been meaning to play. As I said before, I've started this game several times. But like Dragon Age Origins, which I also started a couple times, I obviously never finished it. And I think what I'm excited about is this is going to be the reason why I finished this game and why. We're going to find out, like, because again, this is a classic BioWare. Like, you could probably argue that, like, this is pre-Origins. So it's like the popularity of this game got them Origins to be able to be made. Because wasn't Gator on this as well?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, if we're playing a Knights of the Old Republic writers, Okay, it's a guy called Drew Capuchin, who was the lead writer for the first 2 Mass Effect games. And also Knights of the Old Republic, which is
nice.
fun.
Okay, cool.
So that's cool. I could have sworn David Gator worked on this. I think there must have been a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, fascinating fun. There are 4 Oh, it is, yeah. Writers David Gator.
Okay,
Drew
so
Capuchin.
He is involved. Okay,
he is involved.
So.
He's one of the lead writers. For some reason, he wasn't on the Wikipedia, but he is on the Wookieepedia.
Oh, which we all trust so much more. Why would you trust Wikipedia when Wikipedia is right there?
When Wikipedia exists. Fascinating. He wrote a lot of the... he's a designer and a writer on this, and also wrote a lot of the companion characters were written by David Gator. Fun. Cool. Okay. Do you wish to do our closing line?
Let's do it so that we can get rid of these motherfuckers, for God's sake.
Because the thing is, because they sicken me, the people that listen to this.
It's just what a disappointment, truly.
Truly, just such disappointments. I don't even want to think about them, because the thing about them that disappoints me the most, to have fallen so far and learned nothing. That is your failing. That's all like that. That's fun.